to a new video. This is my prediction for the league table in some weird format. The way it's set out changes all the way through, so I've got in 24th place we have Rotherham. The reason that I've got Rotherham in this position is because I don't think they've strengthened enough. The fan base as a place is not big enough, and they're that kind of team that are stuck between League One and the Championship, and there isn't really a league for them. Sadly for them and their fans, I don't think it's going to be quite as easy as maybe for other teams that get promoted, as they, in my eyes, are not a team that should be in this league but shouldn't be in League One. They're one of those teams that get stuck between the two. In 23rd place I have Wigan. In my eyes, Wigan are a team that should be doing better, but I don't think will do better because I don't think they've strengthened enough, and they've lost some players. I don't personally think they've got enough to push forward and stay up, potentially get that mid-table, but I don't think they've got enough. 22nd in the last relegation place we have Bolton. I've chosen Bolton because I think it's a team that have been down-ish in the positions of relegation battles before, and I don't think they're quite good enough to stay up this time. Personally, I've seen Blues there a couple of times before, well, quite a lot of times, but we've been in the relegation battle. I think it's their turn. I think their squad has not been, they haven't brought in enough attacking minded players. You can put down below if you think I'm completely wrong with these. You can state who you think will be in these positions down below. In 21st place we've got the team that Blues are actually playing today, Reading. So I personally have looked at the Reading squad. I've seen them once this season, and I've seen the highlights from their second game of the season. The first game they had Derby. I actually did not rate their squad, but I thought they played okay. I thought they played well, and this is why I've just got them pipping an okay, decent-ish Bolton team and keeping them up and stopping themselves from being relegated. So that's why they're there. Once again, no offence to the Reading fan base, but there isn't many. There's other teams that would sell this place out 3 times over, but they do not. So that's my reason for them being in this position. In 20th place we've got Preston. As a squad, they could do better than this, but I don't think they will. I think that there will be safe with games to go, because I think that it will be between Reading and Bolton on the last games for who gets relegated. So I still think that Reading could be relegated and Bolton could stay up, but in my eyes that's what happens. But Preston are a team that will be safe with a few games to go, and they're just, once again, another team that aren't quite good enough to push forward to be promoted, or just simply mid-table team. 19th place we have QPR. Now in my eyes, the QPR team was okay for last season, but other teams have strengthened around them this season, and this has pushed their squad further down. Where they do have a loyal fan base, they lack in players, really. There is 2 or 3 decent players in my eyes in the squad that I would be happy if Blues signed, for example, but there's not enough in that squad to be able to push forward for mid-table. In 18th place we have Ipswich. Now Ipswich are one of those squads that last season didn't quite achieve what they should have, but as Mick McCarthy is now gone, they've got in a new manager. Sadly, they've got rid of, in my eyes, their best player for them, Waghorn, and other key players have gone. But I think 18th is a fair position for them for how they perform under pressure, for example. But I think they are an okay team that will stay up quite comfortably in points wise. In 17th place we have a team that did extremely well last season, Sheffield United. Now the Sheffield United team last season did extremely well to be in the position that they were, and in my eyes way beyond overachieved. It's a squad of players that are good but aren't as good as they were last season, and there's a potential few one season fluffs there, but I think they are definitely a decent team. They're potentially a team to watch out for to be mid-table or push on, as I've got them at 17th. They could be about 15th is how that could work in my eyes. In 16th place we have Hull. They're another team like QPR in my eyes. They have a few decent players but not enough to make a squad. You can't build the whole squad around 2-3 players. They haven't strengthened enough. There is definitely potential in that squad, and once again it's a team that doesn't sell out the stadium all the time. But hey, there we go, we've got 16th place, Hull. In 15th place we have Norwich. Now this is a squad that I've actually already seen play against us. There is 2 or 3 players that I rate. The rest of the squad is one of those squads that should do better than it is going to do, but won't, if you get what I'm saying. Personally, when they played Blues, I only saw one player play well. I thought they were lucky to get a draw against us. They didn't really deserve it in my eyes. Blues definitely deserved a win. And Norwich didn't perform. So that's why I've got them in 15th, and why they haven't pushed on further than they could have. In 14th place we have Blackburn. Now in my eyes Blackburn have a very good squad. They're a team that should be quite happy with 14th place this season, because it's a mid-table position. You could move up to upper mid-table next season and push on potentially from that. In my eyes, the best midfielder in the league, Bradley Dack, plays for them. I would love Bradley Dack to play for Blues. He's definitely one of my favourite midfielders in this league, and if he can play well, their team will play well. And if that happens, Blackburn are a force to be reckoned with this season in my eyes. In 13th place we have one of the first known teams to have a transfer embargo, Sheffield Wednesday. Just like us, they had a transfer embargo, couldn't sign loads of players, wanted to sign players, couldn't sign them, couldn't sell the players that they wanted to sell, didn't have enough. They have a good fan base, they do very well, singing quite loudly, and as a team on the pitch you've got some very good players there like Forestieri, those kind of players, and if players can play well around him, they could move forward. But I still think they need those 2 or 3 signings to push them on, really, to get to the playoffs. Now, some may say I'm predicting Blues to overachieve here. I would say this is what I predicted on camera earlier this season. So if you're not a Blues fan, haven't watched my channel before, I predicted Blues to be between 10th and 14th in one of the first videos this season, and I'm sticking with my guns. We are going to finish 12th. We're another team with a transfer embargo that couldn't strengthen enough, but luckily at the end of the transfer window we had those 5 players we could sign. We signed 2 under-23s. We also signed Pedersen outside of that. There was a few big movings, and bringing back Omar Bogle, those kind of things, was very good for the club, and hopefully can move us forward to 12th, maybe slightly higher, but I think it's going to be between that 12th and 14th place rather than the 10th and 14th, and that's my prediction for Birmingham City. In 11th place we have Brentford, a squad that's lost players, a squad that gains players, a squad that then transfers them for extra cash, and a squad that we've signed some of their better players. It's pretty much all you can say about Brentford. It's a squad that hasn't had enough in previous seasons to push on. They've got some good players still there, but they may be transferred in January. Of course, all of this could change completely. Give it 5 weeks, really. And then you've got January transfer window comes up not long after that, and there could be completely new signings. Both Sheffield Wednesday and Birmingham could, in fact, be able to sign players. You have QPR unable to sign players due to their transfer embargo in January, and loads of money they've had to spend anyway, so they probably wouldn't have been able to spend any money. But yeah, you've got Brentford there, a team that, if they could sign a few players, may put some teams to the playoffs in my eyes. In 10th place we have probably the biggest underachievers in this predictions, West Bromwich Albion. Now West Brom are a team that I know a couple of people that support them, and I've spoke to a couple of them, and they've told me that the squad is not as good as others may say. The goalkeeper they've got from Villa, Villa got on loan last season that they've signed, is a very good keeper. He's leaking goals this season. That would be a worry in my eyes. 4 threes are not good enough to send you up, because you will end up conceding 3 goals and not being able to score 4. Those kind of things. They have already done that this season. They already lost games this season. They were expecting to do a lot more than they probably will. And in my eyes, 10th place is a fair place for West Bromwich Albion. Not quite good enough to hit the playoffs, but as they do have a good manager, a decent squad, 10th place. Then we have the place that people call the fortress, the den, Millwall. I think that Millwall are a very good team. I think that people think that they will do nowhere near as good as this. And my thoughts on this matter are the fact that Millwall are better than people may think, because at home they are a very difficult team to break down. They are a very good team. The place is like a fortress. If you haven't been, you've never seen anything like it. You've never heard anything like it. It's a very, very, very punishable place if you do not play well. I think there's a potential of unbeaten at home. That is how good I think Millwall are. But yes, I think Millwall will be 8th. The squad is good. The fan base is brilliant. The backroom staff are good. I think they're a good team. But I think just about 9th place will be a fair place for them. In 8th place we have Leeds. Now I'm going to have people disagree with me here. I've got Leeds in 8th because I think that their squad is not quite there yet. I think in January there was a few players they may lose. I think their manager is very good. I think their squad is a decent squad, but not quite playoff quality yet. They still need those couple of extra people to be able to perform, and I still think they may leak goals like before. And that would be a worry for me if I was a Leeds fan. You would leak quite a few goals at the back potentially, and that would be a worry. In 7th place we have the team down the road, Aston Villa. Not much to be said really, other than I can't see that they strengthened enough. I think potentially even the fact of signing Joey Bryan would have been a huge thing. But keeping, in personal terms, James Chester and Jack Grealish was a great move for them. But I still don't think the squad's good enough. People keep telling me how brilliant Steve Bruce is as a manager. I remember him at Blues. He was a good manager when he got us up. He's not the best manager when you're in a draft. In 6th place, but not winning the playoffs, is Stoke City. In my eyes, Stoke will make the final of the playoffs, but it's a very good team. But I don't think, as a manager, Rowett is good enough to take that team up. When he was Blues manager, there was a plan A. There was no plan B. So if plan A didn't work, escort yourself to plan A again. You could be 5-0 down. You're still on plan A. You did not have a plan B. And that would be a worry for me for Stoke. So I think that they're a good squad, a good team that can move themselves forward, but I don't quite think he is good enough to be that guy that takes them up. In 5th place, and I have winning the playoffs, is Bristol City. Now, I spoke to a couple of people about Bristol City, and they've said that they've lost a few of their key players, and they probably won't perform as highly as I predicted them to. Now, I think that a team that played very well in the Cups, played decent in the leagues, has a good fan base, has decent backroom, I think as a team like that, I can't see them not pushing forward. I can see them winning this playoffs, and I could see them playing really well. Coming 5th place is an achievement for a team such as Bristol City, and I think they'll certainly be quite happy with that. They did very well against teams like Man City in the Cup last year, and I think they're a good squad. In 4th place we have Middlesbrough. Now, if I was basing it on the performance that I saw a couple of days ago against when Blues played them, they would not be 4th. They'd be a lot further down. But I know the players they've got could play a lot better than they did against us. Sambalonga would normally have had 5 in that game, but he was missing chances and he didn't play to his full potential. So yeah, and there's Braithwaite, there's other players, there's some very good players in their team. Randolph is a very good goalkeeper, as we know from being Blues fans in previous years. In 3rd place you have Nottingham Forest. Now, this is a squad that I don't think will be quite able to go up straight away. The reason I don't think they're quite capable of going up straight away is I think they're not going to have the greatest start because they need to gel Because players, when they sign a whole new team, basically, they all need to gel, they all need to come together, they need to be able to work together. They haven't had long enough to do that yet. So, I think it will take 6-7 game weeks before they can properly kick on. But by that point, they've not won games, drawn games, and lost games that they could have been winning if that squad was to full potential and fully gelled. And the teams that are in second and first in here, you can work out which teams are second and first yourselves at this point, but I think that they will perform better in the first few weeks, meaning that they will be able to push on quicker than this team. But I think Nottingham Forest will be very happy with third place. In second place we have Swansea, and going up in second place, it's a team that doesn't need to be in this league. They've been on the edge of relegation for a few seasons as they've come down, but I think they'll go straight back up because their squad is too good to be in this league. Managerial staff, fan base, everything about them, very good. Team, very good management staff. I like a lot about them. In first place we have Derby. Now, after the first 2 game weeks, it's not looking great for this team. I'll give you that, but I think that it's a team that will be able to move forward from coming down. Derby are a very good squad. They have a new management staff in Frank Lampard. I think, looking at the way he used to play and captaincy and things like that, he was very good at motivating. So when they're in this kind of bad position after 2 games not winning, they will come out like a bang in the next game probably and win. I think they're a good squad, a very good fan base, and yet to be seen, but I think they've got very good backroom staff. And I think that Derby will win the championship and be the team that are promoted, and I think they will with a couple of games to go. So thanks for watching my predictions video. Please like, comment and subscribe, and please make sure, if you've made it this far, put your thoughts in the comment section, put your predictions down below. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video.